Let's find out. If you're tuning in right now, if you're watching in the future and this has already gone live, then hello to you. And if you're about to tune in, hello to you as well. Thursday night, we're back. We're back in the room, back in the game. Who's going to be first in the Democratic Republic of Chatterstan this evening? Let's find out. Give the hair a little bit of a spruce. Yo, Sage, you've made it. How are you doing this evening? Whoa, Hee420's here. What's up to you, Sage? What's up to you, Hee420? Hussein, early to the chat this evening. What a surprise. Jazz, my Canadian tow truck queen. Good to see you. Good to see you, Hallie. Well, Blarge is back in the chat. What a pleasant surprise. W Blarge, W Sage, W Hallie, W Hee420, W Hussein, W's back in the chat as well. And Huntsman says, hi, quick visit. I'm busy, sorry, but have a nice stream. Hunt, I appreciate you jumping in the chat, even if it's briefly. Sterny is in the chat as well. Sterny, what a nice surprise to see you. And look, 9 people here already. 1 minute, 14, 15 seconds in. And the whole crew, not the whole crew, but a lot of the crew's here already. Shout out to you guys. And if you're out there, don't forget to hit the like button. Just as I said that, 5 people in total hit the like button. What's going on, guys? Today is another stream. We've made it to Thursday. The weekend is in sight. 10 people on the stream already. W. Huge W. And WB says, last stream of the weekdays. Yes, indeed, WB. Last one for the week. And Blarge is here to say hi. Well, you know what, Blarge? Even if you can't stay, it's lovely to see you. We've missed you. I've missed you on the streams with us. And at some point, Blarge, I will try and do an earlier stream. So hopefully you can join as well. Because I know it's late where you are. Says, I both joined and hit the like button first. Sage, W to you. Legend. Absolute legend. Sterny says, last stream this week. Yes, indeed, it is the last stream of this week. Fatima is here and Rashid is here as well. Good to see you, Rashid. Guys, the chat's popping off already. We're only 2 minutes in, 11 people on the stream already, 8 likes on the stream. And Blaj says, sorry for not tuning in for a while, but recently my sleep is much better. Well, Blaj, for real, I'm glad to hear your sleep is better. Like I said before, never any pressure to join. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us, but I know it's late where you are in Indonesia, so sleep must come first. And Sterny says, let's make this stream a good one. Yes, gang, I want this to be a great stream. I'm feeling more positive today. Thank you to everybody who was supportive yesterday. And if you're out there, as always, jump in the chat and say hello. And Fatima just said, how are you feeling today, Edward? I hope you're feeling better. Yes, thank you, Fatima. I'm feeling a good bit better today. Thank you. I've had some food. I've got a holiday booked in, confirmed with my we're going to Spain next week, so I'm looking forward to that. And thank you for asking, Fatima. How are we doing? Ronan says, hey, Edward and chat. Just dropping by to say my haze and how is everyone? I'm not talking as I'm driving to Florida. Ronan is off to Florida. Road trip! On the road trip. W. And shout out to everybody watching the stream right now. Listen, if you're one of the 19 people, don't hang back. Jump in the chat and say hello. And as we say around here, hit subscribe to join the vibe. This is the last stream of the week. We're back on Sunday, but tonight is the last stream of the week. And it's going to be a good one. So lock in, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Love to everybody in the chat, everyone that's hit the like button already. We're 3 minutes in, it's popping off, 26 people in the chat with us right now. What's going on, guys? How are you doing? And as always, I want to know where you're. My name is Edward and I'm streaming from England. And if you're out there, I want you to tell me where you're from because I love connecting with people. Who have I missed? Hallie says, I'm watching cartoons. Nice, Hallie. And Rashid says, is it important for me to study for a math test tomorrow if I'm feeling low and really depressed and I just can't? Well, Rashid, you can only do what you can do. And I know when I'm feeling depressed, I'm not good for much, honestly. But all I would say to you is just do your best. Don't beat yourself up if you don't as you like. And don't worry. Things will sort themselves out. Fatima says, are you Muslim? I'm not Muslim. And we actually, the 2 topics we don't talk about, another Fatima actually, the second Fat of the night is in the chat. And the only 2 things we don't talk about in this stream or in this channel are religion and politics. And the reason for that is we want it to keep it a neutral space and as many people as possible. So no matter what ideology you follow, whether political or religious, leave that at the door. And these streams are just chill spaces for us to come together. Hussein has done well for his birthday and says, I got an iPhone, AirPods, and a PS5 birthday. I'm currently in the airport going to Saudi Arabia. Let's go! I'm still watching the airport. Hope our time here. I'm boarding now. See you. Take care, Hussein. Thank you for joining the stream briefly. Safe travels to Saudi Arabia. Or as my grandmother once makingly called it, Sandy Arabia. Sterny says, I only got an hour's sleep last night because I was overthinking and having anxiety attacks. I'm sorry to hear that, Sterny. I really am. And hopefully you will sleep better this evening. Kuldeep Sirvi says, by the way, you look like Jesus Christ. Well, people have said that before, but just to clarify, I am not Jesus. Hallie says, I can't talk right now. I'm so sorry. Do not worry, Hallie. No problem at all. And Blair says, any reason in particular for going to Spain? Yeah, just a bit of a breakaway, just somewhere different. It's not too far away. It's a little bit warm, a little bit sunny. I'm not a big sun worshipper, but now and then a little bit of vitamin D, a little bit of sunshine is a good thing. So yeah, looking forward to going. I say I've not been on holiday for a while. I went to Japan and Korea in February. So 40 people just joined the stream. What's up, everybody? 40 people is the record I've ever had on watching the stream before. So W to you. Hope you're all doing. This is a chill stream. We've got people tuning in from all over the world. So if you're a new watcher right now, I'd love for you to jump in the chat and say hello. It's nice to have you here with us. Now, we're back to 18, but that's not a problem because it's the quality, not the quantity. So, for real, hit subscribe to join the vibe. The channel is growing, and it's because of you guys. And these streams are always a lot of fun because of you guys and because of me to some extent as well. But between us, it's a match made in heaven. I bring the vibe, and between us, the energy just goes through the roof. So, shout out to everybody that's joining these streams. If you're here for the first time, big love to you. If you're wondering what's going on here, these streams are all about positive vibes, good energy, coming together from all over the world and supporting one another, hanging out, kicking it. And like I said many times before, I love meeting people from all over the world. So when I say jump in the chat and say hello, I'm not just saying it. I would really love to meet you, especially here for the first time. Kuldeep says, are you from the UK? Yes, indeed, I'm from the UK. I'm actually from England, to be precise, from the north of England. How about you, Kuldeep? I think this is your first time here. Where are you from? Hallie says, goodbye, W everybody, do Hallie for the energy. And Rob says, Edward, my boy, Rob, how are you doing, good sir? I'm feeling more perky, Rob. I'm back in the game today, back in the room. And a minute ago, it was only brief, but we had 40 people tune into the stream. It was literally for like a minute, but I've never had that many people watch at once. So that was a pretty cool moment. So that's exciting to me, Rob. And how are you doing, mate? How are you doing today? Sturdy says, guys, Kaylin in the chat. Well, fingers crossed Kaylin will be on her way. That's what I'm hoping. And Ilis Claudia says, good evening. I have a guitar. Good evening, Ilis. I also have a guitar. So that makes two of us with guitars. And Rob says, 10th like B. Rob, you legend. Arthur says, could you say, at your service, governor? At your service, governor. Hello, Arthur. You all right, my mate? Kuldeep says, I'm from India and I love England, especially Manchester is my very interesting, Kuldeep. That's where I used to live. I used to live in Manchester and then now I don't live far away from Manchester, but yeah, Manchester is my nearest big city. And glad to hear that you love England. We have a lot of Indian people in England, and of course, we actually have a lot of people from India that tune into the stream. So nice to have you in the crew, Kuldeep. Make sure you hit subscribe so you're part of the crew on a regular basis. And Blaj, I'm scrolling, but Blaj a minute ago said, 26 people watching. Drop your comments right here, whether you're just here to give a question for Edward. Thank you so much, Blaj. I really do appreciate everybody saying things like and sub. And of course, it's great when people welcome new people to the channel as well, to the stream. Fatima says, okay, bye. See you later, Fatima. And Mansi says, hello, sir. I think that's meant to say hello, but to you too, Mansi. Sterney says, I've been having the worst year ever. I'm sorry to hear that, Sterney, but hopefully things can only get better from here. Shout out to the 20 people watching the stream right now. If you're here for the first time, these streams are all about good vibes, positive energy, coming together from all over the world. HG is in the chat and says, hey, Guts. I think that's meant to say, hey, guys. So what's up to you, HG? And what else have we got? Obby Master is here. And Obby Master says, oh my gosh, the algorithm listened. Glad to hear that, Obby Master. Good to have you back in the chat with us. And who have I missed? Oh, and the lovely Brooke from Utah, USA says, hi, Edward, joining in on my way to work. Brooke, an absolute delight to have you here, as always. Fatima, meanwhile, is looking at eyeshadow palette. Fingers crossed you find that. And Lento 4K88 says, hello to you, Lento. How are you doing? Rashid says, streamer reading the chat 5 miles above. I'm doing my best, Rashid. I'm doing my best. And Rob has had a rubbish day. And he says, I'm okay, thanks. I'm trying to wind down from shit. Wouldn't normally swear, but we're reading Rob's words out word for word. Sorry to hear your day not so good, mate. Yeah, as always, we're here for you. The chat is here for you. And I hope the stream, as always, can be like a little bit of a chill space for you. And as always, Rob, tomorrow is another day. So shout out to you, Rob. Okay, I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Ethan Firth is back in the chat. Now, Ethan Firth, you say, remember me? I do indeed, Ethan. If I'm not mistaken, the person who said yesterday that you were getting bullied for being a ginger bisexual boy who doesn't like football, who doesn't play football. So, Ethan, it's good to see you back. And it's great to see Foxy, who says, now then, mate, pasta time. Foxy, always a pleasure, my friend, from the Foxy fan club. Payne says, hey, Ed, what's up? Pump those arms. We're pumping up this evening. And I've made it just like that. I've made it pop off the chat. W. And WB says, if someone says a swear, replace it with a hum. Yeah, I get you, WB. So instead of like a bleep noise in real time, like a bleep. And Sterney says, hold up. Now, what I want to know is, how has it gone from 40 people to 5? What's occurring? Have I got boring? Has my signal gone down? Or is that just the way the world's going at this point? Ethan Firth says, hello to you, Ethan. Now I'm confused, guys, because I'm seeing 4 people, and a minute ago there were way more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, WB. 40 to 5. I'm hoping. Oh, it's a delay. Damn. Cursed again by the lagging internet. Because surely, guys, we can't go from fair enough. Not because I thought it was a glitch in the Matrix, but we had like a steady 10 or 15, and I don't mind it being like 10 or even 8, like we're back up to now. But when it goes to 4, I was like, hang on a minute, there's definitely more than 4 people there. Fatima says, it's nice to see how you remember details about the people you talk to in your stream. Yes, Fatima, I do my best. I really do my absolute best. I don't always get it right, and sometimes, only occasionally, people will be like, you don't remember me? And I'd be like, honestly, there's like irregular people who come through at various points. I'd always try my best. So if I ever get anything wrong about people, I'm sorry. But yes, Fatima, I always try. And the Fox, Mr. Fox, says, I'm here still, and I count for 20 people. Hell yeah, Foxy. And Blage says, watch it get back up, don't worry, Blage. Honestly, I'm still pumped because, like, I've never seen it hit 40 before. So even if it was only temporary, it lasted about 15 seconds. But that's a good sign, guys, because it shows that YouTube is showing the stream to more people. So that was a really cool moment for me. So that is an exciting little moment. And even if the rest of the stream goes really quietly, that was cool because that's YouTube testing stream with a new audience. And that's great, honestly, because I've kind of not been stuck in that number of views, but it's important to me that like YouTube continues to show me to new people, because the regular crew are the absolute foundation of this community. But we want the community to grow, and we want you guys to be the OGs, and then new people come, and then they're newbies. But thank you for the support, Blage. I do appreciate that. Sage says, no need to, Ed, but if you want to, do you think you could possibly pin my last message until Eddie arrives? Let me try and find your message, Sage, and then I'll catch up with El Chato. And as always, shout out to everybody in the Democratic Republic of Chattistan, all the Chattistani community that are here this evening. And Sage has left a comment, which we will pin until Eddie comes with the regular update. But of course, Sage, thank you very much. Mrs. Gremlin is here. Never seen you here before, Mrs. Gremlin. Nice to have you in the chat with us. Will Byers says, I love your blue eyes, white skin, and light blonde hair. Thank you, Will Byers. I appreciate that. No specific compliment, but I will take it. And WB says, W YouTube for making meeting you possible. Thank you, WB. Yeah, to be honest with you, I owe YouTube a lot. Even a lot of the music I like I've discovered through like YouTube recommending it to me. Honestly, like not even people have suggested to me. The algorithm has suggested like many cool new artists to me over the years, some of whom I listen to now. So yeah, W YouTube, to be fair. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I think we'll continue streaming on YouTube. Like I've told you guys before, I do want to start dual casting to another platform. Now, I said to you before, should I do Kick, or should I do Twitch to dual to? And I think it was Eddie maybe who was like, no, don't do Kick. Kick's trash. But the thing with Twitch is that like it's a lot more competitive, and I feel like Kick, it's a bit more to get a bit of visibility. That being said, though, I feel like Kick, it's not maybe as friendly a vibe. It's a bit more of a troll kind of elitist type. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what I'm trying to say to you is that like YouTube is where I want to make it as my main place to stream. And Brooke says, already almost at 20 likes. Let's go. Yes, Brooke, thank you for the encouragement. And we're 18 likes, 15 minutes in with Pick. And if you're out there, don't forget to hit that like button. And if I may humbly suggest to you, hit subscribe to join the vibe. The community is growing, and it's growing because of you. So big love to everybody that's part of the community. Joe, I'm not going to read your comment out. You had me for the first part. And who have I missed? Mrs. Gremlin says, lol, I came to see if you remembered me, but no worries, I didn't think you would. Mrs. Gremlin, I was just telling someone, Fatima, literally 3 minutes ago, that I do my absolute best to remember everybody that tunes into the streams. And normally I do, so I'm surprised, honestly, because I recognise the usernames. If not the profile pictures, I was the username. And honestly, Mrs. Gremlin, I don't remember your username. I'm going to keep it 100% with. I normally remember, and the chat will tell you, I'm really good at remembering people's names, people's backgrounds, like where people are from in the world, what their real name is, if they tell me that. But unfortunately, Mrs. Gremlin, you have slipped through the net, so my humble apologies. And big love to the 24 people watching the stream right now. We're hanging out, we're catching up, we're vibing. I'm catching up with the regular community, and I'm welcoming. If you're here for the first time this evening, shout out to you. You are very welcome. Hit subscribe to join the crew, and big love to everybody that's hit the like button. We are 20 likes strong, only 16 minutes in, so that's a huge W. Brooke says, Edward, when are you going to start your 3 days off instead of 2? Well, that was actually meant to be this week. And earlier on, my mum actually said to me, she rang me, she was like, when are you going to start? She's like, I thought this week you were doing 3 days streaming rather than 4. I was like, oh, mum, soon, because I want to stream full time, guys. I want to stream like 5 days a week, multiple. I want to do what Rob does, and I want to stream like twice a day for 5 days of the week. But right now, it is a challenge, honestly, with my day job. But the streams must go on. That being said, I think I might have to cut down to 4 days a week just so I can spend one of the days making more content, because at the moment I'm not able to create like short or long form videos on top of the 5 day streaming. And when I'm not streaming, I want there to be some content so people can discover the channel and then come and vibe with us on stream. And Arezzo5564 says, hey, new here. Good to see you, Arezzo. And your real name is Ophelia. You say, just subscribe to the video. My name's Ophelia. Well, that's a lovely name, for real. Thank you for joining the chat, Ophelia. And thank you for becoming part of the community. Lovely to have you here with us. And Suleiman says, yeah, why? Not sure what that means. Translate needed. Sterney says, hit subscribe to join the vibe. And we're a family, not a channel. W. Sterney, absolutely right. And thank you, Ophelia, for the confirmation that I've got 20 likes. Now up to 21 likes through the power of the chat. Okay, and we're talking about slang. So Brooke is from Utah, U of A, and she was asking us about British slang words yesterday. Now Foxy has got one. He's from County Durham in the northeast of England, and he says, ooh, here's a word. I'll do the Foxy voice. Says, a word we use up my way. Goosed, it means tired, drunk, or a bit worse for wear. So not my best County Durham accent, but I'm trying. Blage says, 21 people watching, 21 likes. Thank you, Blage. We've got 15 crew members tuning in right now. Awesome, honestly, which is absolutely awesome. And as you said, 21 likes, less than 20 minutes in. I felt like this was going to be a good stream, guys. As soon as I started, it was like boom, boom, people in the chat. And I was like, you know what? This could be a good one. So honestly, for real. In fact, you know what, guys? I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to give everybody a shout out I can see in the chat right now. And then I'll come back to the comments. So without further ado, shout out to Olivia with a 1 in her name. So let me from the top. Anime Hub, hello to you. Yoden Glitter Trolled says, talk too soon. But let me go back a second. Let me get some shout outs in here. Eddie's in the chat. We're going to replace Sage. Thank you very much for your holding comment. We've got a new comment to pin. And let me just quickly say, shout out to Blage. Shout out to WB. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Anime Hub. Shout out to Yoden Glitter Trolled. Shout out to Foxy, of course. Shout out to the Earth. Shout out to Ophelia. Shout out to Tam. Shout out to Sage. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to Fatima. And Mist, if you're out there right now, jump in the chat so I can give you a shout out. But of course, guys, big love to you all. And let me go back to Tam's comment who says, good evening, Edward. Good evening to you, Mr. Tam. How are you doing today? And okay, I'm nearly caught up. And thank you, Sterney. Love that energy. Love the energy, guys. Great stream already. And you know what? Like I told you before, yesterday, you know you were here. I was feeling down. I was feeling depressed. I was sharing that with you guys. And today, I feel better. Now, that with depression, it comes and it goes. But today, it's a good day. I don't know why, actually. I don't know why I feel better. I'm not sure why. But that's just how it goes in life. We have our good, we have our bad days. And Anime Hub earlier on said, hello, man. Hello to you, Anime Hub. And King of the Earth is asking, it's a basic geography question. Is the Caucasus Mountains an archipelago or not? The honest answer is I don't know. It may be a basic geography question, but the honest answer to it is I don't know. And thank you, Blage, for deleting that comment. Legend, Blage. And Tam says, yeah, I'm okay, man. A pretty dull day, but not good or bad. Glad to hear you're doing better. Dull day, but not good or bad. Steady Thursday from the sounds of it, Tam. Steady. At least it wasn't a bad day for you. And yeah, Foxy says, Thursday, mate, nearly Friday in it. Yes, Foxy, indeed. It is nearly that time. But quickly, I will just say, big love and shout out to Blage. She says, I think I'm going to hop off now. I don't want to stay up too late now. Blage, get some sleep, you lovely human. We will look to catching up with you soon. And genuinely, thanks for popping in, man. It was nice to have you here briefly. Always a pleasure. Hugs to you, Blage. Thank you so much. Absolute joy to have you. And thank you for doing some moderation work while you were here as well. And just to go back a second, guys, if you were here a few minutes ago, you may have seen us briefly have 40 people here in the chat with us. Well, it wasn't not in the chat, like watching the stream. It was cool for me, guys, because I've seen like 30 something before, but I've never seen 40, never seen that number 40 before, and that was cool because one day I would love to have hundreds of people, not millions of people, but like that'd be too much pressure. But thousands of people watching would be cool. It's the journey, not just the destination. So right now we are rocking together. Olivia says, I changed my name. Loving the stream. Oh, thank you, Olivia. Now, you say, Olivia the Diva X. I changed my name. Now, surely not Eva the Diva. Now, who is Olivia the Diva? Mystery. No. Have you been here before, Olivia? I feel like we've had an Olivia before, but not Olivia the Diva. I'm not sure why your message got deleted, Tam, but I'll read it out because it wasn't. I think it was an accidental deletion. So you said, not bad, pretty boring. Just don't tell my partner that because I was on the phone with them for like 3 hours. Yeah, don't worry. We will not tell your partner that. Tam, your secret is safe with us. And Yoden says, what is the stream about? Now, Yoden, the stream tonight, as always, is about good vibes. We're hanging out, we're catching up, and we're chilling together. We're coming together from literally all over the world. One of our lovely mods, Blage, is from Indonesia. We've got Foxy in the exotic realm of County Durham, myself in the north of England. We've got Sterney in Ireland, and we've got other people from different parts of the world. And the world is the globe, but you know what I'm saying. We've got different people here. Sterney says, "I have one in Ireland." Talking about expressions, she says, "I have one in Ireland. We use the word 'the' everything. Like, for example, put these away. These is now. Would you say these? Is that a typo, Sterney, or would you say these is?" Now, somehow with more viewers, that cannot be possible. We're too strong. The vibes are too strong for it to now back up to 10. YouTube's playing games with me. YouTube is playing with my emotions. Because before we had like 15 people, and all of a sudden it was like 4. And I was like, listen, I'm not exactly iShow speed, but there's 4 people chilling right now, and we're back up to 10. So shout out to each of the 10 people on stream right now. Okay, with that being said, let me scroll. And Yoden is asking again, Edward, what happened to your forehead? I think you asked the first time, Yoden, and you got not timed out. You got your comment got deleted. Yoden, I got assaulted at 19. That's what happened to my head. And Ophelia says, I'm British, but I live in Spain. Ah, muy bien. ¿Cómo estás, Ophelia? Okay, we've got a cool one from WB, one of our chat members, who says, would you rather of the day? I love these. So WB says, would you rather know how you're going to die or when you are going to die? Oh, WB, listen, if you're one of the 16 people watching the stream, answer the question, if you would you rather know how you're going to die or when you're going to die? That's a tricky one. You've got some good ones, WB. I don't know if you're coming up with these yourself, but they are genuinely good ones. They're not just like coffee, like that's too obvious, but like probably how, WB, how, because if you knew when, then it'd be hanging over you constantly, especially if it was like an early death as well. Tam says, bro, with all due respect, please just be grateful for any viewers you have. I spent years streaming most days, and the most views I ever got was like 8. I would have effing killed for 40 views. Yeah, listen, please don't well, as we can say, please don't misinterpret, but what I would say is I hope it didn't come across that way. I'm super grateful to have everybody rocking with me now. And like I've told you guys before, I actually use AI after the streams to feed in the analytics, basically, like depending on, sorry, I'm just trying to prop my phone up a little bit on one side. I use AI after the streams normally to ask it how I'm doing in terms of like analytics. And it's encouraging. It really is encouraging. I think not everybody is lucky enough to to get more of a viewership. I think that's in part because like I'm on YouTube maybe, and unlike Twitch where maybe you have to like find someone, whereas YouTube you're scrolling through the feeds. I don't know, but I am 100% grateful. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm really grateful because I could have zero, and that'd be so much more difficult to stream when there's 0 people. In fact, right now there's 23 people tuning in. And what's up to you guys? We're hanging out, vibing right now. And if you're new here, these streams are all about, like I say, good vibes, positive energy, and coming together from all over the world. I was just replying to someone in the chat called Tam, who's one of our lovely regular chat members, who was saying, with all due respect, just be grateful for any viewers. And I was talking about how about 10 minutes ago, about 10, 15 minutes ago, for the first time ever, we had 40 people watching the stream, which was epic, which was completely epic. They're only here for about 30 seconds, so I'm not being like, man, I get dozens of viewers now. But it was a cool moment, and it was a first for the channel. So if you're here right now, I don't care you're here for the first time or whether you've been here since the beginning, big love to you guys. And if you're watching for the first time, please do hop in the chat and say hello. It's a very friendly community around here, and I'd love to give you a shout out. Ethan Firth says, can I please do fan art? Yes, Ethan, we love art. We love things like that. That's what we're talking about. And okay, and the question to go from WB was, it was the would you rather of the day, which is a great little segment that WB puts in the chat. And the question was, would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die? For me, I said how, because if I knew when, then I'd just be thinking, oh gosh, 3 years left or 25 years left, 9 months and 12 days or whatever. And Sterney says when I'm going to die. And Ophelia says I'd rather when. And Foxy says neither. Okay, and Asian is back in the chat. What's up to you, Asian? You say, what's up? I finished my sats. W Asian, I hope they went well for you. And Mrs. Gremlin is having pizza. Pizza. Very nice. And Ophelia says, oh, you speak Spanish too? Puedo hablar un poquito de español, pero pero es difícil porque día a día no tengo la oportunidad de practicar mi español. So, for anyone that doesn't speak Spanish, I don't speak Spanish, but I'm basically just saying, like, I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I don't have an opportunity day to day. And Ophelia, under the Arezzo channel, is a Brit living in Spain. Sage says, I would choose to know when, because if I know when, I'll probably be able to guess how. Interesting. And Cathaholic says, please give my channel a shout out. Well, it looks like it's a religious channel, and the two things we don't talk about on the streams, are religion and politics. But Cathaholic, I wish you all the very best with your YouTube and content journey. And Olivia says, bye Edward, I have to go. Have a good evening. Take care, Olivia. Nice to have you here with us. And Abby, the lovely Abby is in the chat. Didn't see her enter, but she said, imagine you get to know how you die and then you see that thing just as you're leaving. Destination shit. Well, Abby, that is a chilling comment, but it's nice to have you with us. And Tam says, I did a video the other week and it got like 800 views. And honestly, it was weird after years of on and off trying to be a YouTuber. Tam, I will have to give you a follow, mate, because I actually didn't know you made it yourself. So I will check out your channel and go view that. Honestly, 800 videos, if it was like a long form video, I've never had 800 videos. I've never actually, to be honest with you guys, I've never 200 views yet on a long form video. So streaming I feel pretty comfortable with. Don't get me wrong, I'm not some sort of superstar streamer, but I enjoy it. I feel like I can do it. But yeah, long form content I've never really been good at. But soon, I actually need, watching right now, I need one more vote on the poll on my channel. One more vote, and then we'll have 30 votes on which type of food I should eat in my next video. So the choices are between noodles, pasta, rice, or something else. Now I'll tell you now that as it stands, noodles is way in the front, so it kind of looks like it's going to be noodles, which will make 4. But please go and have your vote. I need one more vote. It's under the post section on my channel, and as soon as we hit 30 likes, not 30 likes, 30 votes, it's time to create a video. But yeah, well done on getting 800 views, Tam. That's awesome, man. And Jay says, yo, Edward. Yo to you, Jay. Good to see you. Oh, and lovely. And this is what I'm talking about. So I don't know if Brooke is still here. She was on the way to work. But WB says, I'm glad you liked my Would You Rather of the days. I got in some inspiration from the positive tips of the day by, I believe, Baby. Yes, indeed. Love those ones from Brooke and from yourself, WB. And Ophelia says, hey, you did it really good. That was talking about my Spanish. Now, thank you, Ophelia. I had to think then. I really had to think. And like I say, I can speak a bit of Spanish, but my problem is actually understanding, because people speak very quickly, and when you're talking, you have time in your own mind to think about what you want to say. But yeah, it's a different story when you're having to listen, because people are like, yeah. So it's pretty difficult. Now I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the chat, and then we'll scroll up. Ophelia says, I've got to go because I've got work in 25 minutes and I haven't showered yet. Haha. Definitely going to be late. Oh, well, I hope work goes okay for you, Ophelia. And it was lovely to have you join us in the chat. And thanks for coming part of the community. Asian says, people make fun of my channel, but I make over 100 pounds. Asian, that's awesome, man. I'd love to make money off videos. And you know what? For real, I've said this before. One day, hopefully, guys, one day, my channel, I'll be able to enter like what's called the YouTube Partner Program. And one day, if I can even earn or even like a couple of quid, like the first time I earn ever any, it'll be super exciting, even if it's like £1. Because it's not going to change things drastically, but it'll be super cool, I think. Olivia says, it's so weird hearing you speak Spanish. OMG, why? Well, OMG, wow. Well, hopefully, after I come back from Spain next week, it'll be an opportunity to practicar mi español y mejorar. What's the word for level? I can't remember the word for level right now. I've forgotten the word for level, but yeah, practicar mi español. Dos cervezas, por favor. And Sterny says, I keep getting 1.5k views, but 2 weeks. Hey, well, Sterny, at least you're getting half of the battle. That's cool, honestly, Sterny. And keep trying. Keep trying. I know exactly how you feel because I did a YouTube short and it had I think 12,000 views. That's like on channel, like the most views I've ever had. But it got not many likes, and it was pretty crushing, honestly. Because personally, for me, I would rather get 500 views and 50 likes than 10,000 views and 50 likes. I really would, because it shows you that the people that watched the video enjoyed it more. So that's just my attitude, honestly. Okay, I'm scrolling down. I've missed someone. Okay, and Ophelia says, I'm originally from Cornwall, though, so English is fine too. Haha. Yes, glad to hear that, Ophelia, because, like I say, it's conversational Spanish only that I can speak. But I would like to become fluent one day in Spanish. If there's a language that I will become fluent in, it might be Spanish. And Priyanshu is back in the chat and says, hello, everyone, and all. Good to see you, Priyanshu. How are you doing, mate? Okay, and Tam says, bro, it was tough because I had to start a new channel because I randomly lost access to my old account even though I knew what the password was and it's still saying it was wrong. Haha. Oh, that's irritating. That is irritating. But hey, at least you're back up and running again. And Tam says, that Spanish was so much better than I thought it would be. I'm not gonna lie, Ed. Well, thank you, Tam. Like I said, I'm not the problem is, guys, I think my accent is decent when I put my mind to it, and I can speak a bit, but it's just the understanding. Definitely my comprehension skills. Nivel, thank you very much, Tam, because I think it's niveau in French, right? And in my head, I was thinking that, but yeah. So thank you, Tam. So are you a Spanish speaker yourself, Tam? Sounds like it. And Vinay is in the chat. What's up to you? You say assalamu alaikum, Edward. No, I think the response is alaikum assalam. Is that right? Or alaikum salam? One of the two. But yes, Vinay, I do you, and it's nice to see you in the chat again. And Naveen Emily is in the chat and says, you from the UK? Yes, indeed, Naveen, I am indeed. And it's nice to see you back in the chat. Now, WB says, you missed my message. What have you said, WB? Let me scroll up. Let me scroll and scroll and scroll. And hey, Abby, to you, do not worry, always a pleasure. And WB says, I hate these vegan memes. Vegan, the chicken you're eating had a family. Me, that's why I ordered a family bucket. Yeah, WB, ain't nobody got time for that. But what I have got time for is the 17 people tuning into the stream right now. I hope you guys are doing well. Me in the chat, we're just catching up, chilling. And I was saying a few minutes ago how exciting it was that tonight was the first time we got 40 consecutive simultaneous viewers on the channel. So that was a W for me and all of the community. So if you're new here for the first time, shout out to you. I hope you'll hit subscribe to join the vibe. And big love to everybody who's hit the like button. 25 likes. It's a strong going. Strong going. Okay, let me scroll down a little bit. And Eliza May Knight says, hi, I'm Eliza. Do you remember me? Yes, indeed, Eliza. I do remember you. And it's good to see you again. And Vinay says, yes, it is correct. And guess what? I'm here with 2 good bits of news. Ooh. Hit me, Vinay. What's the news? Oh, and good guess. Well remembered, partially Sterny. You said, I know his favourite colour. It's green, blue, purple, and orange. Now, Sterny, you've thrown a rope. I don't think I've ever said orange, but green, blue, and purple are my top 3 colours. Wow. Super cool. And Tam says, yes, I speak Spanish. I've studied it for 10 years now. I've just graduated with a degree in Spanish and German. My German is genuinely horrific. I don't know how that happened. Well, Tam, I'm glad to hear, as you've studied it for such a long time, that you thought my Spanish was okay. Um, Good to hear, man. Thank you. That's cool to know. This is what I like. I like learning. I like learning about you guys. That's what I mean. It's cool to know. Like, and I do my best to remember. I really do. I think I'm gonna have to create. I said it before to like Brooke and stuff. I'm gonna have to try and create like a spreadsheet. I was thinking to try and build up like a little profile on everybody that's a regular in the chat. Just because it'll get to a point where even if I remember like 50 people, if we're to grow, like it gets to a certain point where it's impossible to remember everybody and everything about their lives. Of course, I do want to. That's like important to me. I want to like build a rapport with you guys. I want you to feel like when you come on the stream, I'm not just treating you like a number. I want you to feel like we genuinely connect, vibing together, because that's what these streams are about. But there may come a point where I'll have to start building like a database or something. Mr. One Boston now. Nobody time Mr. One Boston out. Do not time Mr. One Boston out. But Mr. One Boston says Alpac Nose of the Year award. Now, Mr. One Boston, whenever anybody jumps in the chat and leaves a rude comment, a troll comment, an unfriendly comment, I always give them a chance to clean themselves. So the next comment you make, Mr. One Boston, I'm hoping it's going to be a friendly one, a supportive one, an encouraging one, or something along those lines. Let's see Mr. One Boston if you can do that. Let's find out. And what was the news from Vinay? And Vinay says, firstly, I'm going to move to Bristol within 7 months. Nice, Vinay. Bristol is a great city. You'll have an awesome time there. Genuinely, Bristol is a really cool place. And interesting, WB has got another fun fact. It says, fun fact, money can theoretically grow on trees if we change its DNA. Money can theoretically grow if we... You have to break that one down for WB. Are you talking about the type of paper that money is made from? And it's Aggie is back. It says, OMG, hey, I'm back. I was here yesterday. Yes, I remember you. It's Aggie. Good to see you in the chat. And what's up to you, Harry Edwards? You say, how are you doing? Okay. No way. So if you just tuned in, Vinay, one of our members, has shared 2 bits of news. The first one is that he's moving to Bristol in England. And the second bit is that he says, and secondly, well, my best friend confessed feelings for me after 6 years. I've never felt so happy and so tearful at the same time. Vinay, listen, if you're watching right now, can we please get some support for Vinay in the chat? That is a huge W. Congratulations, Vinay. It sounds like it's been a great day for you, man. And thank you, Abby, for wishing Vinay well. And Tam says, I know you mean it in a nice way, but making a spreadsheet with people's personal details would sound so petty if we didn't know you were such a nice guy. Haha. True, Tam, and maybe I'm being a bit too open. Like, I don't mean it in a sinister way, like, I must collect Tam's postcode and bank details. It's like it'll just be a useful reference to me. And honestly, I was thinking as well, I've shared with you guys before, like, I want to do some sort of, like, birthday spreadsheet. So maybe Tam, we can, like, skip the super personal stuff, but I want people in the community to have a chance to, like, submit a nominated birthday. Now, it doesn't need to be their real birthday. You don't need to share your real birthday. But I want to give people a chance to give them a shout out in some sort of way. So that's what I might do, Tam, is create like a spreadsheet with people's nominated birthdays. It doesn't need to be their real date of birth, but just a day that they choose that they want to be like to get a shout out on, if that makes sense. Anyway, let me catch up with some of the chat comments. And S-Fan says, hi, it's really laggy. Well, I hope in a nice way, KZ, I hope it's laggy for you and not for the rest of the chat, and hope it's you that's lagging, not me, because I've had enough lag problems to last my lifetime. Okay, let me scroll down a little bit. Vinay says, I've never blushed like this in years. I was so I can make a tomato jealous of me. Oh, Vinay, I'm so pleased to hear that. If you've just tuned in right now, chat members, Vinay has shared 2 good bits of news. The first is that, now, Vinay, I believe you're a guy, right? So excuse me if I've got your gender wrong, but Vinay is moving to Bristol in England in 7 months. And the second good bit of news is that Vinay's best friend confessed that they have feelings for Vinay. And Vinay is very happy about that. So we're happy for Vinay. We're happy for Vinay. Okay, let me catch up with some of the comments because, as usual, it's popping off. And thank you to my tech support, Eddie, who's in the chat right now. W. Eddie. Okay, let me catch up for a second. We're scrolling and we're scrolling and we're scrolling. Okay, I've caught up, which is great. And Norbert Wiener Milk says hello. Hello to you, Norbert. And hello to everybody watching the stream right now. Listen, if you're out there and you've not said hello, if you've not jumped in the chat, jump into the chat. And as always, a quick reminder, everybody in the chat is an honorary member of the Democratic Republic of Chattistan. So if you're in the chat right now, you are Chattistani. You are part of the Chattistani community. And it's nice to hear. Okay, Eddie says, Edward, I'm only late because I was making music and forgot the time. Do not worry, Eddie. No problems at all, my friend. And thank you for the pinned comment as usual. The lovely Sage left a pinned comment to tide us over whilst you're away. So thank you, Sage, and thank you to Eddie for the usual pinned comment. And Tam says, talking about, so a minute ago, guys, I was saying how I might make a spreadsheet just because the community is getting a bit bigger. Now, I do my best and I do a pretty good job without trying to sound immodest. I do a pretty decent job of remembering everybody that tunes into the stream regularly. I like to remember what people have told me about their names, like their lives. When I say their names, I'm not like, oh, must find this person online and find their real identity. I just mean if someone's got a nickname for a profile, for a username, and then they say to me, like before, we had someone called Ophelia, and they were on, I think, their channel Arezzo, and they were like, oh, my name's Ophelia, by the way. So next time I see their username, I'll remember Ophelia. But I was just saying to Tam before, like I might have to start doing some sort of like list or spreadsheet or something just to keep track of like all the community members, just because there's so many, there's getting more and more, and I can remember a good amount, but I can't remember everything. And Tam was saying, listen, if people just tune into the stream at the wrong point, it's going to sound a bit wrong, like you're kind of trying to keep tabs on them. So point taken, Tam, and hopefully I can kind of keep up with the community in a non-threatening way. But for real, if you are out there for the first time or you're tuning in for the first time, hit subscribe to join the vibe. We hit 500 subs not too long ago, and we did a house tour, which was fun. And I was saying to people before, telling them that when we hit 1,000 subs, which will hopefully, knock on wood, be sometime this year, I'm going to have to think of something extra cool to do for 1,000 subs. So, as always, if you guys have got ideas, you know I love hearing them. And SKZ says, is it lagging for anyone? And SKZ, I think it might be you. The reason why I say that is because there's still 15 people watching, and normally when it lags for me, which is quite often, it goes like 4 people. So the fact there's still 15 people right now rocking with us makes me think that it could be a you problem, SKZ, and I mean that respectfully. Okay, we're scrolling and we're scrolling and we're scrolling. Sterney says, ooh, do you want to guess my real name? It starts with a J. Jessie. Someone said Jessica already. Oh, it is Jessie. People call me Jess though. Now, Steve, would you prefer us to call you Sterney or Jess? I'm used to Sterney, but I'm very happy to call you a real name as well. Wow Guy Wow says, nope, your stream is dying. Well, thank you for the support, Wow Guy Y. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the uplifting comment. And seems like you've been timed out. Thank you, Abby, for tidying that up. So, see you later. Vinay says, Edward, I'm so happy. Sending some chicken masala for you. Well, Vinay, I really appreciate that. I'm actually vegan, so maybe I'll take the masala, but not the chicken. But thank you, Vinay. And Jenny, I'm really happy for you. That's a great bit of news. Really is. Awesome. Yeah, Abby's doing great on the moderation this evening. And WB says you have 500. Choose a dragon from the dragon shop. You can choose more than one. Interesting. Okay, we're back in the room. Before I'd even had a chance to catch up when Abby had already been deleted. And Vinay says, "So sorry, slip of the tongue. Do not worry, Vinay. I know you meant it in the nicest way possible. And I really do appreciate the offer of virtual food. So shout out to you, Vinay." Payne says, "Any press ups today?" Maybe not, Vinay. When we hit a new likes record, I will definitely be doing some press reel. Axelot 267 says, less frames than OPM Season 3. Now, this lends strength to the case that my internet is again, which is disappointing to hear, but that message has been deleted by the power of the mods. Big up to the mod squad. And WB says, 10 more mins, then I gotta go. No worries at all, WB. You've more than pulled your weight this evening, so thank you very much. All good to have you. And thank you for the would you rather of the day. Genuinely, that was a lot of fun. Make acronyms great again. Says, who's the greatest king? Jesus, Elvis, or Gay? Now, we don't talk about religion, but this is not really a religious question. Now, no offense to any of the... I don't know, actually, I don't know answer on. It's not Burger King for me, that's all I'm saying, guys. It's not Burger King. So it's between Jesus Christoph and Mr. Elvis Presley. Patrick Starr, 8799, has never been in the chat before, but is asking a personal question. Says, what happened to your forehead? And what are some of the fake reasons you've told people about getting the scar? Your message has been deleted, Patrick Starr, and that was not by me, it's by one of the mods. But if I might say, Patrick Starr, if you're still watching, respectfully, I mean this in a friendly way, I would personally recommend, as you go through life, if you've never met someone before and you've never chatted to them before, maybe not best to ask them about kind of scars or like disfigurements or wounds or stuff like that. You might not have meant it in a mean way, but it's a little bit insensitive, and I mean that respectfully. And WB says, being honest, you are very laggy, but I don't care. It's fine, and I understand you clearly. WB, thank you for the update. And that's probably why we've gone from quite a few viewers to many viewers. So I do appreciate the update, WB. It's genuinely helpful, and hopefully you can hear me thanking you. Vinay, I have a true crime case to recommend. Hit me, Vinay. Hit me. Payne says, I ordered a new vintage thigh toner. I'm hoping it lasts for 10 years. The new ones look like cheap stick. Vintage thigh toner. What is that, Payne? Is that a, like literally for your thighs, like your legs, your thighs? Hello, Leanne Bennett, who says, hello to you, Leanne. How are you doing? Nice to see you in the chat. And Sterney says, okay, I'm going to say it again. You can call me Jess, Jessica, Sterney, Jessie, Sterney. Oh, look, I don't mind, lol. Well, thank you, Sterney. I will be swing between Jess and Sterney. Eddie says, Edward, I will say my bit rate is going all over the place, so did you take my advice on stream capped quality? The honest answer to that, Ed, is I completely forgot. like the simpleton I am. But thank you for the reminder, and I'll have to look into the settings actually onto how to do that. Mima says, "Oh no, nothing else, just oh no." Yeah, how frustrating! Because literally, I think it's the reason people have dropped off is because the stream quality. Vinay says, okay, so Vinay is sharing a true crime case with us and says it's from Germany about a guy named Lutz Reinstrom. Can't describe the atrocities committed. He may get me timed out from this live. So Lutz Reinstrom. Well, thank you for the recommendation, Vinay. And is in the chat and says, hi, hello to you, Alma Abdul Rahim. Nice to see you in the chat. And T-Rook Radio says, reset your Wi-Fi. Well, I'm actually data right now. So the whole reason I bought an eSIM was because my Wi-Fi was trash. So you're actually watching TV Rook Radio. You're actually watching the new era of the channel. It's still lagging. I can only apologise. I think it's my phone at this point. I think it has to be my phone. Mima says, yo, want to hear joke? As long as it's not an offensive joke, then yes. Oh, okay. And Payne is saying it's faster. It's for the legs and arms. Works out the kinks in me legs and arms. Thank you for sharing, Payne. Thank you for sharing. And W to everyone that's here watching the stream. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I've been hearing that there's been a bit of a lag. So if it's lagging for you, let me know before you drop off. And Sterney says, chat, do you want to hear quotes? Chat, do you want to hear quotes? Ain't funny. That's a Northern Irish accent. Chat, do you want to hear some quotes? You know, got Sterney chat who's going to give us a few quotes. You know, not necessarily Irish quotes, but just quotes in general. Mima says, what did the fish say hit the wall? I'm not liking where this one's going, but tell us, Mima. And Ben's not going to lie, I had puked at my dinner by reading about it. Couldn't sleep for 2 days properly. Damn, that sounds like probably true crime. Stitch Lover 452 says, hi, hello to you, Stitch Lover. And hello to everybody watching the stream right now. If you're one of the 17 people in, please do yourself a favour, hit subscribe to join the vibe and jump in the chat so I'll give you a shout out. Okay, so Plastic is in the chat and says, so I had my first kiss last night. I've been a major prude. Anyways, I threw up in his mouth and left. Went home and blocked him. My friend is asking to be unblocked, but I'm scared. Now, Plastic, is that a true story? Is that really what happened? And Eddie says, Edward, want me to take you through this of stream elements? That might be helpful, Eddie. That might be helpful. And Stitch Lover says, I subscribed. You, Stitch Lover. Great to have you in the community with us. Big up to you. And Plastic says, yes, that really happened. I'm devastated. Okay, so as someone who's not necessarily had the best experience with dating or romance or whatever, that's definitely not the best experience. First kiss and you threw up in his mouth. Were you drinking, Plastic? More details required. Did you throw up? You said I'm devastated. Now, did you throw up in his mouth? For anyone that's just tuned in and wants context, we've got Plastic in the chat who says, so I had my first kiss last night. I've always been a major prude. Anyways, I threw up in his mouth and left. Went home and blocked him. My friend says he's asking to be unblocked, but I'm scared. Now, Plastic, yeah, were you drinking? Was it nerves? What made you throw up? And okay, and the joke was from Mima. What did the fish say when it hit the wall? It said, damn. Now, as a lover of animals, we take animal cruelty seriously, but it's only a joke, guys. So, no fishes were harmed in the middle of that joke. And Vinay says, here's another joke. No matter how much tennis I play, I'll never get better than a wall. Fair play. Fair play, Vinay. And syncretism. This is an interesting one. Syncretism says, make acronyms great again says, syncretism is the blending or merging of different, often contradictory beliefs, cultures, or schools of thought into a new unit system. I've never heard of syncretism before, so thank you for sharing something new with us. And Sterney says the Irish accent was amazing. Now, Sterney, from an Irish person, that is genuinely praise, because the last thing you want to do is when you do an accent, the last thing you want to do is do an accent. Let's say you do an accent to a Scottish person and you do a bad one because it's just totally cringe. That's why if, like, for example, if let's say a Scouse accent to people that weren't from Liverpool, they might think it's okay, but true Scousers would know what an actual Scouse accent sounds like. So the fact you said it was okay, Sterney, I'm clear that. And Eddie says, I'm going to be back. I'll be back in 5. No worries, Eddie. We will see you soon. Nick says, I wish. I only had a bottle of Echo Falls Rosé and a Corona. Well, a bottle of wine and a Corona is a decent amount of alcohol to have. And you were nervous, so both. You know what, Plastic? The fact that he wants you to unblock him is a good sign. So, and honestly, like, of course you are going to be devastated, but to be honest with you, like, I presume you're a female person, right? I'm trying to look at your profile picture. Yeah, you seem to be a girl. So as a female person, as a girl, ultimately you're going to have a lot more guys chasing you than the other way around. So I would unblock him. I would let the guy reach out first. Or if you wanted to do you like the guy Plastic? That's the question. Do you like this guy? WB says, funny story. When I was 5, I was playing tag with my brother when visiting Dad on slippery ground, and I fell on the corner of a bench. The scar is visible when I smile. Oh. If anyone asks WB, you got in a fight and the other person looks much worse. Ooh, Blue Echo Falls. Gnarly. I am Bob the Second says, hello to you. I am Bob the Second. Good to have you in the chat. Oh, and it was an explosion of puke. That's not what you want for a first kiss. Now, Plastic, do you like this guy? That's the question. While you type your answer to that, we've got a good quote from Sterney who says, the greatest glory in living lives, not in leather. No, wait. Okay, the greatest glory is in. Okay, the greatest glory in living lies. The greatest glory in living lies not in the never falling, but in rising every time we fall. And that was from Nelson Derla. Plastic says, yes, I like him. He's not funny, but I am, so he laughs at everything I say. I do like him, I think. Plastic, if you do like him and you'd like to see how it goes with this guy, I would say be brave, unblock him, and apologise and just say, listen, sorry about last night. I'm embarrassed. You know, I'm sorry. And if he's a nice guy, he will understand. And if he's not a nice guy and he's unkind to you, then that shows you that he's not a good guy for you. But if he's cool, if he's like, oh, don't worry, that shows you that he likes you. And the fact that he wants you to block him is a good sign. So honestly, I would say if you like the guy, unblock him. Say like, oh, I'm sorry about last night. And if he likes you, then he'll get over it. I don't know if you've ever seen the Imminence Plastic, but there is a scene in that where Tara, so there's a guy called Simon in In-Betweeners, and he gets a girlfriend for the first time. And actually, they kiss. He throws up in his mouth, and he's like, screw it, I'm going for it, and goes back another one, even after she's thrown up in his mouth. So it does happen. And another quote from Sterney says, realise deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Eckhart Tolle. Brilliant. Thank you, Sterney. And Eddie says, my comment unpinned? No, we've got it pinned. It's shown pinned for me, mate. But again, if you like, but your comment is definitely the pinned one that I'm seeing right now. But we'll pin, hang on a minute. We'll pin your comment again. Shout out to everybody that's just joined the stream right now. We are vibing with it and we're actually talking to Plastic, who's one of our chat members and is sharing a bad experience she had recently. Why is this not pinning? Pin, damn you, pin! It's my fat thumbs. Oh no, don't want to do that either. Right, come on. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. There we go. Right, I've pinned you a new one. And another good quote from Vinay, who says, to be too conscious is a true sickening illness. Fyodor Dostoevsky. And Plastic has seen the In-Betweeners and loves it. The fact he wants to still talk to me after has put me off a bit, but okay, I'm blocking him. Thank you. Yeah, Plastic, you can't be put off him. If anything, he should be put off you. So the fact that he still wants to talk to you means that he's keen. It shows he really likes you. So yeah, listen, just message him. Look, I'm sorry about last night. It was an accident. I hope we're still cool. And if he's a nice guy, he'll be cool with you. WB Hayes. What does WB say? I'm scrolling and scrolling. Yeah, I've read your last comment out, WB, that I can see about your scar when you were okay. And you said, I'm obsessed with baby DIY dragon puppets. What is that? I don't know what. William Cunningham says, if humans weren't meant to interact with animals, explain their appreciation for butt scratches. William, I do not have a clear answer for that one. And Plastic would not be cool if the same happened. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Plastic. If a woman threw up in my mouth, that would majorly put me off. It would. But at the same time, like I would, if I liked it, try and be understanding, you know, because we all have accents and stuff, you know. And Marquis is back in the chat, and he says, "Hi, Ed. Good to see you, Marquis. How are you doing this evening?" And another quote from Vinay, who says, "Pain doesn't change you; it just stays the same until you forget who you were." Franz Kafka. Good going, Vinay. You've got some good quotes up your sleeve. And Marquis says, "Are you okay, pal?" Yes, Marquis, I'm doing all right, thank you. Today was an exciting moment for the channel because we hit 40 simultaneous viewers. Albeit it was only about 10 seconds, but still, I've never had my stream shown by YouTube to 40 people that clicked watch or stayed for a few seconds. So that was a cool moment for the channel. And how are you doing today? WB says, got to go. Stayed extra because I got caught off guard. Oh, WB, man, have a good rest of your evening and take care of yourself. And we will see you soon. And Eddie might have to roll soon. And Abby says, Edward, pin, damn you, pin, gave the energy of where's a seasoning father? Yes, Abby. I'm glad you like that one. I actually want to start doing more. You know what's funny, guys? Maybe it's because you guys are my regular and we all vibe together on YouTube. But I posted the same video, the one about my dad's sandwich on YouTube, and it did so much better, both in terms of views and engagement, than TikTok. TikTok is a funny one, honestly. And I think it's in part because you guys are supportive and all like a lot of people from the community like the stream. But yeah, TikTok is a different vibe, honestly. And just between me and you, I much prefer YouTube. Not just because I get generally more views here, but I just like it more. I think it's more of a community. And Les, hi, can you say hi, Layla? You spelt your name 3 times there. The first one was Leila, the second time was Layla, and the second time was Layal. So I'm guessing your name Layla. So hello to you, Layla. Hope you're doing well. And Vinay said, Sterny is back. And Vinay says, were you vegan from the very beginning or some event helped you to become a vegan? Thank you for the question, Vinay. So the honest answer is I went vegetarian when I was 17, nearly 18. And after being vegetarian for like 4.5 years or so, I went vegetarian because I didn't want animals to be hurt. And then I realised by still being a vegetarian, animals still got exploited. And, like cows, their bodies make milk for their babies. And by consuming dairy, I was kind of robbing baby cows, taking that from them, and it just didn't sit well with me. So I went vegan, and I've been vegan over 10 years now, and it's been awesome, honestly. But thank you for the question, Vinay. And if you ever have questions about plant-based food or what it's like to be vegan, I'm always happy to answer those for you. Eddie says, when friends go camping together, I would just grab my guitar and play a chill song while they whistle, and we just have a chill time. That sounds nice, Eddie. That sounds like a nice way to pass time when you're camping. Okay, great. So Sage has researched the Lutz Rhines case, and it hasn't troubled them too much, which is good. and Marquis says, hey up, never mind that Mexican. Sit this end down, rest the feet up, have a lovely cup of tea, enjoy your rate goal natter, put the world to rates, Yorkshire style. Thank you, Marquis, for the rousing Yorkshire comment. And Eddie, I've just read your comment about you and your friends, so I'm up. And Jimmy Jazz says, hey Edward, hope you're well, love. Jimmy Jazz, I'm doing pretty good. You're much better than yesterday. I'm feeling perky this evening. Well, that's quite bright, isn't it? Too bright? Maybe about that. But how about you, Jimmy Jazz? How are you doing? Nice to see you in the chat again. And Alia Jaffasesh says, my people own UK, no getting rid of you'll be kissing our boots and begging for mercy soon. Well, Aaliyah, what I would probably say to that is nice little snooze in the timeout section, because imagine if I said that to you, or if I said that to somebody else. What a terrible thing to say. So, Aaliyah, you're in the timeout section, and honestly, respectfully, I hope you never come back, unless you're coming back to apologise, because that was a terrible thing to say. But you're gone, so see you later. And Vinay says that actually makes sense. Making cold coffee and latte that costs someone's nutrition doesn't sound good. Yeah, thank you, Vinay. But honestly, if it was a case between my health and like animal wealth, like my health has to come first. But honestly, like it is perfectly possible to not only get enough nutrition on a vegan diet, but actually to be really healthy. And Harvard University has published research to that effect, saying not only is a well-planned plant-based diet nutritionally adequate, it may have health benefits. So I can't recommend it enough. Vanna Savan says, do you support furries? Yeah, we're not furries around here. As long as you're a chill person, everybody's welcome. Jimmy just says, hit the likes, guys. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers to you, Jimmy. Much appreciated. Now, listen, we got off to such a strong start with this stream, but we've not hit 30 likes yet, and we must hit 30 likes, so let's see if we can do that. And John W. says, Edward, what's up with your voice? Now, John, I hope it's my microphone rather than voice. My voice feels okay today, so hopefully it's my microphone. Eddie says, YouTube, oh YouTube, just pin the comment. YouTube, pin this comment. Cool. Awesome. Shout out to everybody that's just tuned in right now. Like I was telling the chat before, tonight was an exciting stream because the first time ever we hit 40 view time, which, listen, they only stayed for 10 seconds, but it is nonetheless a new milestone. And Sterney says, if anyone is rude or disrespectful to the chat or Edward, you'll have to get through me and Kaylin first. Yes, indeed. I appreciate that. And Abby says, hi Edward. Long time no see. Were you here a second ago, Abby? Am I tripping out? Mr. Israim says, are you British? Yes, indeed. I'm from England, to be precise. And how about you, Mr. Israim? Where are you from? Natasha Frost says, hi. Hello, Natasha. Good to see you in the chat. And Wine Z is back in the chat. Or Uzi is back in the chat. Good to see you, Uzi. How are you doing this evening? And Abby says, just messing with you. You got, honestly, it was like the cogs were turning in my head for a second then, Abby. I was like, there's only one Abby and Beyond here. Natasha says, you got nice hair and stuff. Natasha, thank you very much. That's a very nice thing to say. And honestly, I love it when people join the stream and they compliment, or they don't even have to compliment me, just a friendly comment. That's what we like around here. So thank you, Natasha. Much appreciated. Abby says, my bad, Edward. No worries, Abby. We like the banter around here. We like the humour. Sage says, my friend made me noodles while at her house earlier. Meant to be spicy, spice level. Fine, taste horrid. She put like 5 different hot sauces in the noodles. Now, I love spicy food, but I don't think I'd need 5 different hot sauces. Natasha says, everyone have a good life. Natasha, what a kind thing to say. Big up to you, and big up to everybody that's tuning into the stream right now. If you're watching for the first time, these streams are all about chill vibes. Actually going to unplug. Boom. These streams are all about chill vibes, hanging out, coming together from all over the world. And I just said that about the good energy. We hit 30 likes on the stream, so big love to everybody that's hit the like button. And do not forget to hit subscribe to join the vibe. John, what kind of banter is best for you, Edward? Thanks for the question, John. But you know what? All different types of banter is good. As long as it's not like making anybody, as long as it's not like making fun of anybody in a nasty way, you know? Like I love like things that are funny. I love things that are like banter, a bit risky. So Abby, a question for you if you're still watching. Here's a question for you. Now, Abby, I do accents from different countries around the world. And in my private life, I will do an Indian accent. The reason being for that is because I'm not doing it to insult or stereotype anybody. I'm just doing it to mimic the sound that I hear. So my question, Abby, is I believe you're Indian, or at least you live in India. So my question to you is, would you find it offensive for somebody like myself to do an Indian accent? And this is a question for Tuba as well, who's in the chat, who I believe is Indian as well. So to you, Tuba, nice to see you. But yeah, curious to know, because like I said, I do accents from countries all around the world, and my Indian accent is getting better. It's not perfect by any means, but it's getting better. And I'd like to release it to the public at some point. Tuba says, just came here to say hi, good night, and liking the stream. Thank you so much. What an absolute gem you are. And I hope everything is going well on your end, because I know you're a busy bee. So yeah, lovely to see you as always. And thank you, Natasha, for liking the stream. And you say, I've got to go. See you later, Natasha. It was nice to have you here with us. And Sterney says, be happy for those who are happy, but be compassionate towards those who are unhappy. Be delighted for those who are virtuous, and be indifferent towards the wicked. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Sterney, you are an endless source of quotes. The quote machine, the quote's final boss. Marquis says, well offensive, that I felt offended when you did the Yorkshire accent. Listen, Yorkshire is fair game. And Rashid says, hey, Edward, no, it's completely chill. We also think our accent is weirdly funny. Well, thank you, Rashid. I didn't actually know you're still here. So thank you. Of course, you've given me the thumbs up. Tuba's given me the thumbs up. And that's much appreciated. It really is. WB, do me a favour, put the comment in the chat again so I can just catch up with these other comments. And Tuba says, I'm fine. Tuba's having so much work and this heat is unbearable. Yeah, I remember you said it was super hot at the moment in India. So I hope it's going okay for you. Well, obviously it's super hot. Hope otherwise you're doing okay and can keep cool where possible. Kailu does the internet, says, I'm starting angry. I'm not sure what the context is of that, Kailu. Welcome to the chat, but I don't know what the context is. Sterney says his Irish accent was amazing. Thank you, Sterney. That's very kind of you. I'm going to have to practice it more and more. I'm going to have to keep practicing it. YNZ says, I'm like a Dane and Nepal is a Dane. I think that's meant to be India, right? I'm like Indian, Nepal is Indian's friend. I think that's what it's meant to say. WB says, am I the only person who enjoys sneezing? Interesting. Not sure about that, WB. And Naoya says, hi, hello to you. Nice to see you in the chat. And Foxy Fan Club says, I'm back, mate. Been on the telecommunications device. Good to see you back, Mr. Fox. I thought you'd gone quiet. And take care for now, Tuba. Good luck with your studies, and we'll see you soon. Rashid says, just close your nose and make your mouth moist and speak with low effort and tongue, and now you speak in an Indian accent. You know what the problem is, Rashid, is that when I do an Indian accent, I've got like one Indian accent, but obviously India is a massive place, so like the accent that I'm doing might be mixing bits of like New Delhi or Mumbai, and someone who's from India, they'd be like an authentic Indian accent, you know? It's like with a Welsh accent, you've got like, I'm trying to think of a Welsh accent right now. Let me get in the zone for it. You've got a Welsh accent, it's much more down here, or here. It's like a bit like this, and you've got more of a Valleys accent, you know what I mean? Like, you've got like, bird, how's it going? Like, you've got this Valleys accent, and then you've got like more of a Bari accent down here. No, that's the same, the second one. I don't know where I'm going with this one. That's more of a Bari accent. No, more of a Bari accent, that is. Like, north of Wales, you know what I mean? Like, not the north of Wales, like, it's the Bari accent. How's it going? But that's the same Welsh accent. I did two Welsh accents and they're both the same. So not a bad Welsh accent, I don't think, but it was from only one place. Inside Jungle says, ma'am, what do you do for a living? I'm worried about market. Well, I'm not a ma'am, so if you address me again as perhaps a sir, Abby says, well, Edward, don't mind me asking, what kind of joke or context is it for? It's literally just like in the way that I'll do like a random accent, like I just did the Welsh one then, just like road accent. So it's just kind of like practicing mimicking the voice. It's not making fun of Indian people or anything like that, but in the way, I'm not being funny. When I do like a Northern Irish accent, I've just got to put my man in the zone. I'm not from Northern Ireland, not at all, but I like to practice doing the accent, you know, it just gives me the practice of pretending I'm from Belfast or Derry, something like that. So when I do the Indian one as well, it's the same thing, just having fun with it. John says, are you Danish, Edward the Confessor? Not Danish, but thank you for the question. Okay, and Inside Jungle says, sir, what do you do for a living? I'm worried about the job market. I work in financial services, but the job market is terrible. That much is true, absolutely. My best advice for anybody in the job market would be, get a job if you can get one and save your money. That's honestly the best advice I can give you at the moment. And be careful with it that you have. Don't waste it on things. And Fox says, from Wales, boy, or that's the thing, Foxy. You know, you got like a proper Welsh accent. It's like down here, boy, or do you know what I mean? Like much more of a down here kind of rolling accent. That actually reminds me of a snooker commentator, that one does, Foxy. It just reminded me, I can't think of the fella's name, but it's like he's a well-known snooker commentator on the snooker on the TV. Rashid says you can cross the Indian-Nepal border without ID or passport. You can just go to Nepal for some evening snack. Surely you can use Indian currency in Nepal too. Did not know that. Did not know that. That's cool though. That's very cool. And Sterney says Donegal, lol. Yeah, Sterney, I need to visit Ireland more, honestly. Yo, Mr. 10 years in the joint, who says, he says Captain Positivity. W to Mr. 10 years. John W says, stop talking about that accent. Had enough. You're having it, Edward. Not sure what that means, John. If you're having it. Not sure what that means. 7LK says, hi. Hello to you, 7LK. How are you doing? Love the energy. Love the energy. And yeah, thank you for the time out. And Man Key is in Ireland as well. Jonathan Lennox says, can I get a shout out for my best buddy? Nice try, Jonathan. Nice try. You're gone. Okay, what's the remark from Eddie, who says, I'm on my 5 A's bar of edge of edge of effing edge. I'm not sure what that means, Eddie. Is that a song? Shout out to everyone that's watching the stream right now. We're catching up with the chat and we're talking about accents and vibing. If you're out there for the first time, jump in the chat and say hello. YNZ says, you know roti. Yes, indeed, I like roti. Willow is spamming in the chat, and I hope Willow is coming. And Marnkey, oh, they're gone. Marnkey is in Yorkshire. And Jonathan, nice try, Jonathan. But you and your friend Hugh will not be getting a shout out this evening. Now, I'm hoping, Jonathan, your next comment will be a friend and a non-troll comment. Let's see. Butter, car, tree. Yeah, you know what's funny is people in Ireland literally do say tree. The who, the whats, the wheres, the whys. You know, that's the thing in Ireland, you know. You've got to really put yourself in the mind frame. Got to get yourself in the zone. And I'll be honest with you. Yeah, my Irish are not perfect, not at all. But we're improving every day. You put in the work. You work hard. Work hard, you improve. That's the way you do things, you know. But it is funny how people say tree. Or throw that in the bin. Go on, throw that in the bin. You got your who's, your whats, your wheres, and your whys. Okay, let me catch up a little bit. And shout out to everyone into the stream right now. We are vibing. We're doing some accents, as you can hear. And Jazz, the Canadian tow truck queen from Saskatchewan, Canada, eh? What are you guys talking about? Driving my tow truck, eh, in Canada? I need to work on... I can only say, like, 2 things in Canadian, Jazz. It's always like, what are you talking about? But I do like... You know what? Canada. Shout out to Canada real quick. Because beautiful country. Beautiful country. And one day I will be reunited. Well, not reunited. I'll be... united? I don't know. I'll meet up with Jazz one day in Canada. That's what I'm trying to say. It's still trying to catch me out. And Aljan says hi and bye. That was a quick turnaround. Aljan joined the stream and then left. And YNZ says, you know, by AK Rice. I've never heard that word Baid before. Never. And the mods are going into overdrive at the moment. Eddie, crazy. And Bennety12345 says hi. Hello to you, Bennety. Nice to see you in the chat. And WB, yes, if you do me a favour and just copy and paste your message, I would really appreciate it. And Aljan is not gone. Aljan was saying goodbye to someone else who left. Thanks for clarifying. And Marnkey, 2 people disagree about something neither can fully define. What exactly are they disagreeing about? I don't know, Marnkey. Is that a squabble? I'm not sure. Jonathan says, no, unfortunately, Jonathan, you've burnt your bridges, mate. You've done too many troll comments. I can't trust you. That's how it works. You break my trust, and I don't even feel safe giving Laura a shout-out anymore. And Jazz says, whenever I send you a chat, I like to talk so you can hear my accent. Jazz, I love hearing you talk. And honestly, it's helpful because the reason why my Irish accent has improved recently is because there's a podcast. Well, it's a YouTube channel. I have a podcast as well. It's called Crime World. And I've been listening to people on there. So my Irish accent has only got better in recent times. So yeah, Jazz, the more you talk, the more frame of I've got. And if you don't mind, you don't have to share, Jazz. You can tell me on Snapchat. But I'd be curious to know whether you're from Saskatchewan. You might have told me. I feel like you said that other people moved there because it's cheaper. But I can't remember whether you're from there yourself. And Shelley said, Edward, haha, you made me laugh. Up the Irish lad. Go on, Shelley. Go on, Shelley. Lovely to see you as always. Miss Harper or Mrs. Harper, whichever you prefer. But Shelley, always a pleasure, and thanks for jumping into the chat. Big up to you, as always. And Abby says, I asked Abby, I said, Abby, you're Indian, and one of the accents I've been practicing in my free time is an Indian accent. And I was asking to Abby, like, listen, would you find it offensive as I, like an English guy, was to do an Indian accent? Because the thing is, Abby, do you know what's crazy, right? The people that I think would be most offended about me doing an Indian accent would be white people. It would be all white people getting offended on Indian people's behalf. But the thing is, right, true equality is treat people equally. So, like, if I do, like, an African voice, unless you're, like, trying to make out that people are thick or something, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong at all. But if anything, I see it as, like, showing respect. You're showing, like, you're paying tribute. And the amount of African people I've heard in real life, like, I came to the UK to work hard, to study, to improve my grades. I want to be a doctor one day. And there's no offensive about what I'm saying because I'm talking about a person who is speaking 2, 3, 4 languages, who is a physician in their home country. So some people, white people, would find like that offensive, me doing like a Nigerian accent like this. But I don't think it's at all. In fact, I think it is a mark of respect that I want to pay tribute and pay my respects to those people. But honestly, some people would get offended on behalf of those people. But thank you, Abby, for the blessing and thank you as well. Okay, we're going to catch up with the chat as I've been rambling. And Goofy the guy says, hey, what's up to you, Goofy the guy? User says, OMG, Tame Impala, is that you? It's not I. Unfortunately, I'm not Kevin Parker. I have seen them twice live, and they were great. Land Over the Land says, yo, what's up? Sorry I missed live. No worries, Land of the Land. Good to have you back with us. And Eddie, you say, I'ma go, Edward. See you. See you later, Eddie. Always a pleasure. Thank you for all of the help. And Sarah Fatima says, let's go. We want to hear. Theeks Shana says, hi, bro. How are you doing, Theeks Shana? Nice to see you in the chat. And Jazz says, yes, born and raised in Saskatchewan in Canada. I wonder how different the accent is in Saskatchewan is compared to other Canadian provinces. You can probably hear it quite strongly, I imagine, Jazz. Oh, and Eddie says, bro, your audio engineer and mic are dying fast. This is good news. This is why I've dropped down to 5 viewers. We might have to end the stream, guys, because, yeah, the quality's gone trash. Shout out to everyone watching right now, and apologies if I'm lagging or if the audio is bad. YNZ says, you know Nepali language? I know no Nepali whatsoever. And User says, oh man, you're so nice, don't change. Thank you, User. I appreciate the good vibes, I really do. Abby says 34 likes. Thank you for the update, Abby. WW. I'm seeing 33 as usual. It's behind for me. But thank you so much to every like button. Thank you to everybody that's been giving me support, positive energy. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And just to remind you guys, tonight was an exciting moment for the channel because for the first time, only for about 10 seconds, but we hit 40 people watching the stream at one point. Now, as I say, it was only for a few seconds, but still, you can't take that away from us. Banana Bangers, love the username, says, hey bro, love the stream. Banana Bangers, what a great username. Thank you for tuning in. And Jonathan Lennox is saying boom in the comments. And the lovely Shelley says, Edward, you are so funny. Good on you, lad. You're doing very well. God bless. Good night. Shelley, have a fantastic night. And honestly, I'm not just saying it. I always appreciate you tuning in to say hello, to drop a friendly comment. It's much appreciated, Shelley. And you're always welcome with us in the chat here. Okay. And Jazz says, I was going to imitate you then, but I won't. You say, yes, there are accents in different provinces here in Canada. Yeah, of course. I thought there would be. And I'm sure even in some of Canada, like in the big provinces, I'm sure like from part of BC, for example, to another part, I'm sure there's like a few different accents. And Foxy says, Banana Bangers class name. Yeah, that's what I like as well. I love it when people in the chat, they have some funny names for me to read out. And I can answer that for you, Foxy, if I'm not mistaken. I can answer as well, but you said, Jazz, what do you call the Yeti in Canada? Don't they call it the Sasquatch? Or am I making that up? YNZ says, fun fact, Rome started the Roman and Britain War. Yeah, Romans were over here, those Italians. Operations, Italy. Give us a dosh. Foxy says, Sasquatch sounds Canadian. Yeah, and listen, right, I'm not just saying it because it's like Saskatchewan, but don't they have like sightings of the Yeti in Canada? Just Monica Dick says, sup Kurt Cobain. Sup to you, Just Monica. Banana Banger says, how many languages do you speak? I only speak English, unfortunately. A little bit of Spanish, and poquito de español, pero normalmente yo hablo solamente inglés. YNZ says, do you get paid for uploading? I do not get paid for uploading, but one day I would love to be a reality. And the bit of an update on that, guys. So, in order to be eligible for the first level of monetization on YouTube, you have 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. And when you get to that level, you can have people can send you like super thanks. That's the main one. People can send you like super thanks in the chat, basically. You get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, you're fully monetized. So you can get money from adverts as well as super thanks and stuff like that. And I'm currently on about 850 hours, so I've got quite a way to go. But my hope is that sometime this year I could get to that first level of monetization, which would be super cool. Like I'm not like, oh, I need to make loads of money right now, but it would be great to like have that option, if that makes sense. Abby says, I'm learning Spanish too, such a beautiful language. It is a great language, it really is. Very romantic language, you know, it's like a very atmospheric language, I think. B Person says, started out of war. Yes, kind of different, just as you said, but I will read it. How about you? B Person, you are an absolute reading machine. You are really diligent with the reading, so shout out to you. And I have asked my dad for a copy of the Oscar, for the picture of Dorian Gray. He's rooting for it. He's not given me it yet, but he thinks he's got one and is going to hand that over to me. So once I get my hands on that and start reading it, I'll have to give you an update, B Person. So thanks for joining the chat, as well, and thanks for the update. I'm glad you managed to get your hands on a copy. You are genuinely really diligent when it comes to the reading. And Banana Banger says, bro, when you reach a mil. Well, listen, guys, I'm not just saying it, but I would love to grow a bit bigger. All of the regulars that are here right now rocking with me, I'd love it for you to be part of that journey, and hopefully you'd find it cool. Like, let's say even if I got to like, I say only, I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers, but if I managed to reach like 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers one day, I think it'd be quite cool if I was part of a community or was like a subscriber, and when someone was super small and then they get bigger, I'd be like, I remember when there was like 2 people here and he got like 10 views. So hope you guys will still be rocking with me. And Banana, thanks for being a part of the crew. YNZ says, yo, I have 12 subscribers. Well, listen, YNZ, that's 11 more subscribers than 1 subscriber, and you've got over 10. So W to you, keep it going. I think the key thing is to keep uploading. That's the main thing. If you want to grow, you've got to keep uploading, and that's why I need to start uploading. I want to have more time to upload, because at the moment I love this. They're my favourite thing to do. But I think in order to grow the channel at a quicker pace, I need to loading more content. I need to do more shorts, and I need to do more long form videos as well. So don't lose hope, YNZ. If you want to grow your channel, just keep uploading. I say that, I get downhearted all the time because I've like not moving quick enough. But that's my own fault, because I need to upload more. YNZ says, uno is 1 in Spanish, dos is Spanish, question mark. Yes, indeed. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe someone will recognise the song that I'm singing. I reckon Foxy might, to be fair. Do you know that one, Foxy? And all the girlies said, I'm fly for a white boy. Oh, I've messed it up. And all the girlies said, I'm pretty fly for a white boy. I reckon you remember that one, Foxy. And yes, Abby, it is, as you said, it's a romantic language. Lingua romantico. I don't think, is it romantico? Is romantico the word in Spanish for romance? Romantic? No sé. No lo sé. YNZ says you have really good Spanish. Well, I can count to 6 in Spanish. I can definitely 6 in Spanish, but my Spanish is not great. I would like to get it better at Spanish. I really would. And hopefully after this trip, Foxy says some 41 maybe. Yeah. No, not some 41. It's the Offspring. The Offspring. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely like to improve my Spanish and my language in general. Yeah, and as always, guys, quick recap. Thank you to all of you for rocking with me and being part of the crew. I'm going to give you some shout outs really quick. So, shout out to WB, shout out to Foxy, shout out to Y and Z, shout out to Abby, shout out to Banana Banger, shout out to B Person, shout out to Jazz, the Canadian tow truck queen. Shout out to everyone else here, everyone else who I've missed. Shout out to you all. I've not given you a shout out, including Goofy the Guy, who says Drake is dropping Iceman, a new album in a few hours. This is not a Drake promo channel, but one of our chat members just gave me an update, so thank you for the update. And of course, a huge shout out to Shelley as well. She may have dropped off, but a huge shout out to you, as always. Now, Devil May Cry says, yo, if good people can become cruel after enough pain and bad people can become good after enough love, then what truly separates bad from good? Interesting question, Devil May Cry, and I could not give you an answer, honestly. I could not give you an answer. Yes, Fox, you remember the song. He's getting at it too, yeah. He's getting it done. He asked for a mean, but he drew a 31. What's up, Cello? Cello. You've made it for the last few minutes of the stream, unfortunately, Cello. Yo, Firefly says hi. Now, Firefly, if you're still watching, your name is highlighted, which I think that you may be a big YouTuber. Now, could somebody do me a favour and click on Firefly, their channel? Because the one time we had someone who was in the chat with highlighted the user, it made me think that they were a big YouTuber. They had like 200 Firefly is being coined, says maybe. Thank you for joining the chat, Firefly. We've had a YouTuber here before who was called Dark. What was it called, guys? Dark Shadow Horror. They were called I've forgotten the full username, right? But they were a YouTuber with like 200k subs. And when they joined the stream, people, hang on a minute, I recognise that person. I think it was Dark Shadow Horror Night. I want to say that name. It was like horror something. But yeah, people in the chat had watched their content before, so I'd be curious of Firefly as whether people have seen. You said I don't have a 200k, I'm afraid. Listen, Firefly, I've got about 500 subs. So whether you've got 5 subs or 500 million subs, it doesn't matter. You're welcome here, and thanks for jumping into the chat. Kitty says you look like from Hakari. It is. And Firefly has 107k. Firefly, if you're still watching, you don't have to chat, but if you feel like sharing, if you want to tell us what your channel out, we'd love to hear it. And I'm always curious as to what makes the username highlighted. I wonder whether it's like 100k plus. But always exciting to have a big content creator who's in the chat. So thank you for joining Firefly. It's nice to see you here. And Abby says, yeah, 107k, so we're good, I guess. Listen, we always like to have new people in the chat, whether they've got no subs or many subs. And Firefly says, I think it's because I'm verified, it also highlights. That would make sense. YNZ says, please make me moderate. Well, YNZ, you told recently that you're 9 years old, so unfortunately, it might not be the right time for you to be a moderator, respectfully. But I do appreciate your enthusiasm. And we also do have a lot of mods as well. We've got Abby here right now. We've got, who else is on the mods squad right now? WB is here as well. So we do have a couple of mods holding it down. But genuinely, YNZ, thank you for the enthusiasm. It is much appreciated. A Firefly says, you seem like a really nice guy, Edward. Oh, thank you. I try. These streams, just for context, they're about good vibes, positive energy streams. And I suffer with low mood, low self-esteem, stuff like that. And that's why when I stream it, I want it to be as friendly as possible, as welcoming as possible. And as I say, we have people come from all over the world. Abby's in Foxy's in County Durham in the north of England, northeast of England. I'm in the north of England, northwest of England myself. And we just want to create a chill space where people can come. And it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're rich, you're poor, whatever your ethnic background is, whether you're religious, you're not religious, you're gay, you're straight, it doesn't matter. If you're here for a chill time to hang out, then these streams are for you. Thank you, Firefly. And you say, hey, I'm northwest England too. Hell yeah, nice. Thank you for sharing. I've told the chat many times before, Firefly. I hope you don't mind me calling you Firefly rather than a Firefly. But yeah, I was saying, Firefly, to the chat many times before that one of my favourite parts about streaming specifically is connecting with people from all over the world. I want to start uploading more content, long form content and stuff, and reaching people that way. But the thing I like about is that I can connect instantly with people from literally different corners of the planet. And it's so random because we connect people for loads of Indian viewers, people from Pakistan and Australia and countries in Africa. But then we also get people like Foxy in the northeast of the country, yourself who's also in the northwest. So That's why I like these lives, honestly. And Foxy says, he's the nicest guy online. Yeah, plot twist. When the camera's off, I'm a scumbag. I'm just horrible. Like, this is the nice me. The cameras go off. I'm like, I've got a wife that I shouldn't even joke about. I was going to say, like, a wife that I'm being mean to, but I won't even joke about that. But yeah, no, to be chill, both off and on the camera. And like I said, everyone is welcome here. Just be kind and respectful. No religion or politics, please. That's the only two rules we have. And the only reason for that is just to make it as open to as many people as possible. And thank you for timing Nathan Taylor out, who was asking, will I do a line of drugs on stream? And no, I will not be doing any drugs on stream. Aggie says, I'm from the UK. Nice. Fox says, that's a lie, mate. Bit naughty. Information police will be on to it. Yeah, yeah, don't worry. I will not be. Listen, I don't have a missus to be mean to anyway. And if I did have a missus, I'll be treating her well. And when I eventually get myself another girlfriend, I'll be treating her very well. Or trying to, anyway. And Firefly, actually, as you're here, and you are a big YouTuber, last time we had the other big YouTuber on, he's just given us some general, myself and like people in general, some like tips on how to do well at YouTube, how to grow your profile, stuff like that. So if you had any tips that you felt like sharing, that'd be super cool. If not, no worries at all. But yeah, if you had any advice for me, like as I say, I've only got like 500 subs, but I really want to grow my channel, to connect with more people. I feel like on the streams I can have a good rapport with people. My weakness is actually the long form videos and the shorts. Honestly, I'm not very good at shorts or long form. Streaming, I think, is when I'm feel most comfortable. But I know it's super important to reach people through those different content types. So yeah, Firefly, if you had any pearls of wisdom, that'd be great. Oh, and if somebody, Eddie is gone now, if somebody could pin the Discord link again, that would be super appreciated. Maybe Abby, anyone that has a Discord link, it's called Cares Club. So anybody that could go to the Discord and share it again. You say, I'll take a look across your channel, anything in particular. Now, Firefly, when you look at my channel, you're going to be underwhelmed because I've not been uploading long form consistently enough. I've only ever got like 196 views. That's my biggest video. And I think honestly, Firefly, I know I need to upload more, but definitely in terms of shorts, I've not got the formula down, honestly. So if you had just tips in general, I know my thumbnails could be better. I'm not very good at editing, so these are all things I'm going to work on. But yeah, anything you could share with would be much appreciated. And thank you for deleting the comment, Abby, about someone who was asking if you can be racist. And no, you can't be racist, around. Fox says, it's a lie about you being mean off stream. I can't imagine you ever being mean, even if I can definitely be grumpy, Foxy. I can definitely be grumpy and tetchy. That is true. I can definitely be a grumpy guy. Not in a horrible, like, long-term way, more just like an excited way, I think. But, yeah, I'm not the worst guy out. Thomas Kane says, yo, can I get mod? Unfortunately, not Thomas. Thank you for asking, but we've got a good amount of people in the mod squad. And Abby says, I'm sorry, Edward, I don't have the link. No worries, Abby. No problem at all. And take care, Cello. We will see you again soon. And Neo Animation said, hi. Hello to you, Neo. YNZ has got 2.4k views on a short, which is good, which is great. YNZ says, tip, be funny, then 1 views. Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that, because I actually do need to use humour more in my videos. I know I do. And then when I look on TikTok, for example, I'm rubbish at TikTok, but things on TikTok do the best are like the humorous stuff, right? Humour seems to work really well on there. Foxy says 5,000 views. That's the goal, Foxy. You know what, Foxy? As soon as well, tell you what, Foxy, my first goal for the long form content, I want to hit 200 views on a video, because I've only got like 196 on my top one, which is pretty poor. So yeah, I want to hit 200 views to start with, then 500. But if I can get 1,000 view, dope. Eddie says, still going? Yes, but we are going to end the stream in a minute, because it's been a long one. Over an hour and a half, guys, and I'm getting tired. And Mindset says, almost 40 likes. Yes, guys, it's been a good stream. Thank you so much to everybody that's tuned in. It's brought the energy. And Eddie says, good night. Good night to you, Eddie. Sleep well, my friend. And Fox says, what's ticking? I'm not sure. I hear it ticking on my side, so hopefully it's on your side. But you know what, guys? We're going to have to wrap this stream up, I think, because it's getting late here. I do unfortunately have work in the morrow. Thank you, YNZ, for your energy. We didn't hit 40 likes, but that's okay, because tomorrow, we're not streaming tomorrow, actually, but We'll be back on Sunday. Oh, okay. And Firefly just in time says, okay, I've done a quick little look. So your shorts, I think, do have potential. I think your ideas are pretty good. Shorts like rating your dad's sandwich is a funny idea. Thank you, Firefly, for the update, for the feedback. I was just telling the chat before that the dad sandwich thing did decent, did okay on YouTube. I think that's partly because like the community I've got was supportive and was liking it, but it did pretty trash on TikTok. So it's Firefly how things can work on one platform and not another. But I do appreciate that, and I want to do more sort of like humorous stuff because I think that's yeah. And you say I think it's on improving the beginning of shorts and saying more interesting things. Fair point, Garrett. Fair point, Firefly. Fair point. And thank you, genuinely. I legitimately really do appreciate the feedback from creators who are further down the journey and just bigger and more successful than myself. I don't know if you've heard of this guy, Firefly, called Garen Noon. He's really big on social media now. He's an Irish guy. I really like his content. And he posted a video recently where he was saying like, well, it was a few months ago, but he's posted a video saying what worked posting, or what I think it was called like what worked for making things online. And he was saying with the short, at the start of the video, you've got basically like from the time that the fingers from here to like swiping up, you've got that length of time to like hook them in. And I think I think I'd been like, you think, oh yeah, like I'll let it play out in the first 5 seconds, but you're right. I think you do need to make it snappier. So I am trying to implement that. So genuinely, Firefly, thank you for taking the time to check out my channel, to give a little feedback, and I look forward to checking out yours. Well, I won't give you any feedback because you don't need it from me, but as I say, I always like connecting with people, and it's always helpful. And you say I only post. Oh, before I read your comment out, Abby says, "Take care, everyone. 2 a.m. Hee I'm a run. Until we meet again. Take it easy, Edward. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you, Abby. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight and being a part of the mod squad and doing some great moderation work. Much appreciated. And sleep well. I know it's late in India, so get some rest, Missy, and we'll see you soon." Firefly says, I only post on YouTube, but I've heard TikTok likes more engagement, like likes and comments, but YouTube focus on wanting watch time, so making longer shorts and focusing on retention is important. Yeah, the beginning of shorts is super important. Yeah, I think that I honestly hadn't that. I was just thinking, oh yeah, people will stick around. Like they'll be interested for 3 seconds, and they'll get into the content. But I think what you're saying is totally valid. And again, appreciate the insight about TikTok in terms of likes and comments, but YouTube it's wanting the watch time. So yeah, much appreciated. And honestly, what a way to end this Firefly. Really, really appreciate you jumping on tonight. It's always nice when people stumble across the channel and say hey. And you say sometimes removing the intro entirely better. Interesting. Yeah, so like I think that's what I need to do as well, right? I think I need to lead with the money shot, if you will. Like for example, if I was doing like a noodles video, instead of being like, do you like tasty noodles, being like straight to me eating the noodle. So it's a good tip as well. Foxy says, "Can't you do them rules?" Abby, sleep well, lovely Abby. We'll see you again soon. And good night to you, Foxy, of Foxy Fan Club fame. YNZ, get some rest. You're so energetic. Well, you know what? It sounds like it's time for you to wind down. We're going to stream up now, guys. 101 minutes, another epic stream. Thank you so much for joining. Shout out to everybody. And Firefly says, yeah, definitely. Show the final thing, but don't reveal it too much as you want people to be able to carry on watching. Yeah, that's the thing, right? I think that's where in my head I've gone wrong before. I've been like, oh, well, if I show the best bit now, then they won't want to watch. But you're right. It's like showing the good stuff to keep them intrigued for like the next part of the video. So again, great advice from you, Firefly. Really, really do appreciate that. Super helpful. And it's honestly, I'm not just saying it. It's nice to have a bigger content creator come and show a little bit of love to a smaller channel. So I'm going to end this stream by doing some shout outs. Of course, big shout out to Firefly. Shout out and said, hello to you, Devi or Davey. Devi, I think it is. We're just ending the stream, but thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Foxy. Shout out to Abby. Shout out to, I said YNZ. We'll say YNZ again. And everybody that I've missed, love to you all, guys. And we'll be back on Sunday, 8 p.m. UK time. And thank you, Firefly One, for the compliment and the support and the good vibes. And you said this way to improve is getting help from others. There are lots of Discord servers that help, like John Ushai's create a Discord server. Well, I'm going to screenshot that comment right now. So thank you so much, Firefly. You've been another great little help to me tonight and given me a good boost. And yeah, and actually, Firefly, just before I go, tonight we hit 40 viewers simultaneously watching. Now they're only here for about 10 seconds. Still, it means YouTube showed the stream to more people, which was a cool little moment for me. And you showing up as well, Firefly, was a great little bonus as well. So big love to you. Thank you again for the tips and the motivation. Jazz, I'm sending you a massive hug. Foxy, and you say do the brownie. Yes, we'll do the brownie short. And Firefly says, my best is like 42 hearts. Well, Firefly, you're doing something right, clearly, because you've got your way up to over 100k subs. What a dream. And you say, see you. Take care, Firefly. Big hugs to you. I'm going to check out your channel. And goodbye to everybody. We will see you 8 p.m. UK time. Look out for another short or two coming, guys. We'll do some more eating shorts. And that's it for now. Take care of yourselves. Look after yourselves. And Jazz, I think I said goodbye to you, but big hugs to you as well, Jazz. And peace out from everybody. Take care. Bit from me, and I'll see you soon. Sunday, 8 p.m. And don't forget to vote in the poll. Vote in the poll on my channel. And a long fun video soon, so check out that. Anyway, that's it, guys. Bye for now. Peace out. Bye.